Alright, hello everybody, it's me, Krim, and today we're back with another episode of Star Technology. I've got a little bit to show you guys. Not too much, I haven't really done a whole lot other than, like, some building, but I'll go over it really quick. What you see behind me is the tree farm, and we're starting on the bridge today because I did expand this area out. I made a field, and due to that, we're actually getting a lot of passive mob spawns now. Cows and chickens mostly, or pretty much only. I haven't seen any sheep or pigs yet. And a lot of llamas, but that's nothing new. Um, I set up, yeah, we're gonna stay away from there, but a automated biodiesel setup. So we are running, there's 16 engines there, and we are making more fuel than we need, so we could build a few more if I want more power. But yeah, we have these here set up, the same things we have over there, just with a better, the fluxated magnetite, fluctuated, however. But yeah, basically, these though, each one of these is making as much power as our entire setup over there combined is. So we're making like 2400 EU per tick, or FE, however it counts it. There you go. Energy per tick. In here now, we have forge hammers, which are crushing cobblestone into, sand, gravel, and dust, and then sends it up here, and then we use the laser IO to send it off to 3 new mechanical sieves. I'm gonna add another one for Blackstone at some point, so I left myself a little bit of room here. Um, and also just on the front here, we have an area where we can come up and just grab some of these things. And then I started working on this over here, which isn't finished yet, and there's no roof because it's gonna be expanding upwards for a little bit. But this first level here is going to be for making LV circuits and kind of all the component parts. So we have that. It's going to be like a little store, I guess, but for computer circuits. So that's going to be what I'm working on this episode mostly. And so yeah, this first floor, how I think is going to be is LV, and then MV up here, and then I'll build another floor later on for HV circuits. But yeah, I wanted to get another episode started before I got too far like started on this area. Um, so yeah, we'll be building these circuits today, but the last new thing to show you, so I'm pretty sure it's the only last new thing, is the tree farm here. So it's pretty full right now because I have it switched off, but uh, just because all this was filling up and it was making a big mess on the ground around it, and I didn't want to lag my game because I have plenty of wood right there. But yeah, this is the storage interface, which kind of through here. There's another one somewhere in this mass of logs, uh, and it basically spins around, and when it gets to here, it hooks up and it empties out the chest that's connected kind of to the whole apparatus, and uh, empties everything out except for the saplings, which stay in there, and it places more trees. So pretty simple create tree farm. Oh, here's the other bit of it right here. So that's the deployers that actually place the saplings. These are the saws that cut, and then this is the bit that connects to the storage interface here. So pretty simple. And just on the other side of that is there's another chest in there, which is full. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's new. I made a stone cutter because I was making, when I was building this, I wanted some type of cool pillar to add into here. So yeah, I will I guess make a cut here really quick though and gather some of the materials I'm gonna need to start automating that, and we'll be back in just a minute. All right, we're back. I've set up, I guess, what I'm calling the first component, these resin printed circuit boards. With this setup here, I brought these two barrels outside, which are making more of these. That thing was already full. I just moved the setup from there over to here. And yeah, basically those, whatever, these things go in here, they smelt into slime balls, into sticky resin, and get thrown in here, which goes to the centrifuge and sends the glue down to this assembler, and then outputs both of the raw rubber pulp and the plant balls. I'm just getting rid of the plant ball. I don't know what I need to do with those, and I'll put the rubber pulp into there. And then I put wood logs in here, which get ground into wood pulp and then turned into those wooden planks for the circuits, which then get put into here with the copper foil from this thing, and it all comes together into the resin printed circuit board. So pretty simple setup, and yeah, I guess I took down that thing in the middle here. I figured I don't really need it to all be in one spot like that if I'm gonna have to run over here to input stuff anyways. So I think next we got these. I think what I'll do is I'll put this assembler itself in the middle, and then everything else will be made off to the sides. So yeah, we're gonna, I guess next we will set up, I guess, resistors, either that or the diodes. So see, I guess since we just set up glue, we'll do the resistors right here. Just since the glue is already over here. Yeah, I'll start getting everything I need to make the resistors. And yeah, I'll be back. Oh, really quick too. I got a parrot. Since we're in a jungle, I guess it's pretty rare because I've only seen the one, but parrots can spawn up here, so I got this little guy. He's chilling. I haven't given him a name yet. But I decided to bring him indoors because it was raining. But yeah, I'll be back with the pieces to make the new production line. Alright, we're back with the second component. We have resistors here. It was a pretty small line to get those going. We just bring in charcoal here and then copper here. And we have glue being produced here, not very quickly, so I did bring in, I had a bunch of glue in a tank over there, so I brought it here. And so we're running off of that right now, because otherwise it takes like 40 seconds for every two of these, and same goes for 40 seconds for every one of these, because this has to craft its thing twice. So yeah, I just, brought that over here, output into the pipeline, and so we'll get a nice little head start on those pieces. And then the next thing I'm gonna need to do, probably gonna be the diodes, I'm thinking. I don't know if I can make polyethylene yet. Oxygen and ethylene. How do you get that? Ethanol and sulfuric acid. So I can make it, but I need MV power. So probably we'll just go with liquid glass. Let's see, we'll do this one with the regular copper wire. We need small pile of, yeah, we need that. We have some gallium arsenide, and making more isn't too difficult. And then the liquid glass is pretty easy too. Quartzite. Well, I think I have quite a bit of quartzite, but yeah, I'll get that all figured out, and we'll set that up over here somewhere. Let's see. Pretty much that's gonna be the last production line I set up, I think. Because the other things are just gonna be brought in and fed as inputs, I think. Like, for this circuit assembler, I'll hook up a, I guess we'll just a chest or some cabinets with all the stuff in it. Be making most of what we need. But these, I guess we have the room. We could run an MV line. Oh, step away from there. We could run an MV line over to here because we'll need it for upstairs anyways. So we can do that. And then I guess we could bring our electric blast furnace over here. Maybe I'll put it out here on the porch. Didn't really know what to do with this space, but if I'm going all out, maybe I'll bring it there. Because then we can pretty much just try and keep going from there. We'll get the EBF going, and we can try and make that automate the you know, the silicon production and making all of that stuff. So that will be something to consider. So yeah, I will be back though in just a minute. I'll do a little bit more planning off camera, kind of piecing everything together, and I'll be back shortly. All right, we're back. Let's see, we've built a new electric blast furnace out here. I decided to leave the old one over there. Because, you know, eventually we'll need two of them anyways for, you know, whatever. So, it's nice to have. We moved our sulfuric acid production over to here. And I added a sifter up front so I could just start with gravel in here instead of, you know, running it through other machines first and then bringing it here. here's where we're making the diodes. So I did bring some MV power into here. So we have the advanced chemical reactor, which is making ethylene and passing it onto here, which gets reacted with oxygen. And it turns it into polyethylene, which gets mixed with the silicon wafers and the fine copper wire in here and gets turned into diodes, which is pretty much the last component I need to make the actual, what's it called? The LV circuit. So we're just gonna pick a spot, I guess, do it right here. Not actually putting a sign there, I just want to place that off the sign. So we have the circuit assembler, which I'll hand feed with the components from around here. But there's some screws and the wire that I'll have just made on the spot. So this will output up into here. It needs to be set to 3. And then we have a cutter and a lathe. And so the lathe is going to make, I think 10 rods. And then those are going to get turned into 10 bolts. And then sent to the final assembler to make, yeah, the circuits. Oh, I need liquid tin too. So we'll have to bring an extractor. I think I have an extra one sitting around, so that's fine. So then put a couple of cabinets like that. So this one will get copper, this one will get tin. Then I'll put an extractor, I guess, on this side. That also gets tin. No, I don't have to do it on this side. Let's see. So this is getting tin already. We'll need some more pipes probably. Let's see. Well, no, because I can just take them from this one. Okay. So the extractor will go up there. Okay, so extractor here, feeding into the circuit assembler. Then it auto outputs to there. Everything's gonna need power. Then just bring that up. So we'll run over here. We'll grab some copper and some tin and an extractor. think I already have some smelted. Don't have any tin though. So I'll be back in just a second. Alright, we're back. We've got copper. Wait, no. Wrong slot. Okay. So the copper goes in this one, and the tin goes into that one. And then this needs IC chips. Need some of these, some of these, some of these. Oh right, the bolts, okay. So then we're waiting on the liquid tin. All of it went to that first one. But yeah, I had to bring some lubricant over. Forgot about that for the cutter. So I'll rework that later on. I didn't have anywhere to easily fit it in right now though. Oh right, that's outputting the solid, not the fluid. Okay, now it's working. Okay, well, that'll keep running for a little bit and make us a whole bunch of circuits. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much the end of this floor here. You know, some slight modifications here and there in the future, but for now, that's pretty good. I mean, our end goal was to be making these, so for right now, I'm pretty happy with it. I haven't done anything with the upstairs still. But yeah, we still got some open space too in the corner, but I also still need to make some stairs. So I guess that's a good spot. We'll just throw them here, do like a spiral staircase or something upwards. Right here. Then we can get started on the MV floor. Trying to think if there's anything else I really need to do here. I did make a bunch of those monocrystalline, you know, the silicon boules in here. Now I'm just making some signalum. I ran out, so I wanted to make a whole bunch more. But yeah, that was a pretty successful build. It's got a whole bunch being made here in this building now, and I can actually walk through it. No mess of wires on the floor. So that's nice. These lights, by the way, it's just, it was pretty much the easiest light block I had access to that wasn't straight glowstone. It's polished glowstone. So you just make it like you do, like, polished blackstone or something. You just fill this grid up with glowstone, and then you get 4 polished glowstone out. But yeah, it's looking pretty nice so far. I'm trying to think about, because it, you know, it's missing something. I haven't fully put my finger on it, but I think I need to fill in some of these spaces around the base here. give it a little bit extra detail. But yeah, that it's working pretty good so far. I'll rework this at some point, probably. What did we run out of? Oh, okay, we're just waiting on that. I can go grab a little bit more tin. Oh. Sweet. So now we'll make a whole bunch of those. I'll even throw a couple more. Oh, there's only 12 more diodes. Just need the copper wire. Bring some from right here. The annealed copper wire is better. I think you get 4 out of that recipe, and this one only makes 2 with the regular fine copper wire, but that's okay. I'll bring some annealed back over later. But yeah, I appreciate. Whoa, camera got all messed up here. We'll take this outside. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone watching my episode today. Stand here in the rain. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all watching. This one, man, I've been recording for, I mean, as far as actual recording time, the video's only just under a half hour. But, I've been, sitting here. I think I started around like 1 or maybe 2. And yeah, now it's 8:20. But yeah, I've taken some breaks, gotten up, done some stuff, eaten dinner, all that. But yeah, we've got a lot done today. So that's a pretty big step. Now we have mostly automated LV circuits, and we're in a pretty good spot to start making the good circuits as well. So maybe that'll be next episode. We'll see what I end up deciding to do in between now and then. Because I'm pretty sure last episode even I said that I was gonna build the Pyrolos oven this episode, and I haven't done that yet. So I got kind of distracted, with all of this over here. But it was important to get that stuff done, setting ourselves up for the future. And we do have a pretty good spot here now, too, to get started with building some more places like this. I'm not sure exactly what items I want to fit in yet, but there's definitely going to be some more ore processing. I'll probably set up a few more, maybe not a few more void extractors. Like, one of those will probably be pretty good, maybe 2. But like, I'm barely using most of the stuff that I get out of there yet. Like, I've literally used the 2 liquids more than I have the actual ores themselves. So like, literally since like the episode after I set this up and I had ran it in between episodes, I don't think I've ran it again since then. And I still have all that in there. But the rock filtrator has been really useful. I've been running this thing a lot, and I use pretty much everything out of here. I don't have much of a use for the diamonds yet, but most of this stuff has been pretty useful so far. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.